Hello and welcome back to Cody's Radio Workshop. On the bench today we've got a Roberts radio. There's a surprise. This is the RIC1. There's all sorts of things going on with it, but let's have a look and see what we can do. So as you can see, it's in a bit of a state. There's rust, dirt, grease. Cosmetically it's particularly challenged. Something going on with the battery tray in there, and we've got a funky something or other going on the battery snap. So let's take it apart and find out what we can do to sort it out. I think this, if I zoom you down and you have a look, let's try and keep you in there. We've got a 9-volt voltage regulator. So somebody has previously used a power supply or battery that is bigger than 9 volts. The screw from that side, that was quite easy actually. This might have been out many and several times previously. And that one too. And drop those out. Remove the speaking. Well, they're loose as well. I've just noticed there's a big split in the wood right there. You can just see. So I might have to stabilise that too. But I like the Roberts RIC1. It's a particularly sensitive radio when it's working. Lift up the speaker and twiddle and tweak it out. All the while you're removing the speaker, making sure not to catch the paper on the two threads that are sticking up there. So that's the speaking out. And now we can take the radio out as well. There we go. And then we can pop this case on one side. As you can see, it is particularly scruffy. The previous owner's details are inside. But we'll attack that one a little later. So what have we got inside? We've got the normal Phillips caps. They'll likely be toast. And the outputs, which I believe is AC 187, 188. The grommets actually feel okay on the tuning capacitor. The ferret's in one piece. That just needs a clean, really. So I'll fire up the soldering iron and detach the speaker, and we'll get on to changing these capacitors. This is likely to be a capacitor changing exercise, and prizes will not be given for guessing the values as I take them out. And so the capacitor changing begins. So there we are, all recapacitated. I've left the two big ones in because they're actually well within spec, which was really surprising. But now we can give it a power up test.
Good afternoon, Alex.
Well, it's on and it's working, so that means we haven't broken anything. So I'll disconnect everything again, and let's sort this battery snap out and get rid of that voltage regulator. So just getting ready to do the alignment. I've got the technical data sheet here, and the first thing that we have to do, it says all the following adjustments are carried out with a battery voltage of 9 volts measured across C15. So first one is battery voltage across C15, which is this one here. Onto the positive side I've got negative onto the chassis. I've got 8.93, 8.96, there we go. That's close enough for me for that one. And next is connect a voltmeter between junction C19, R18 and chassis. So that is C19 is this one here, that one, and R18 is the one right next to it, and it is 4.98 and should be around about 5.2. So we'll tweak and twiddle that one with my tweaker and my twiddler. There we go. CV3 is right under there. So we are looking for 5.2. 5.23. I think we're close enough. .21. That's more than in the ballpark. So the next bit now is to connect a millimeter in the red flex link under the print board and adjust RV2 to give an output stage quiescent current of 3.5 milliamps at 20 degrees. Well, it's 12 degrees in here at the moment. Allow 1 minute and recheck. So we'll be doing it at 12 degrees. As you can see here, we've got 14, and really that should be 3.5 milliamps. So it's probably running a bit tasty at the moment. So as you can see here on the meter, I've got it down to bouncing around 3.1 and it should be 3.5. So a little more tweakery on RV2 on the schematic. And that brings it to 3.5. So yeah, I'm happy with that. It says to leave it a minute. So there we are, that's been a minute. So now we move on with the rest of it, which is the RF alignment. So on medium wave we need the pointer at 1224, which it is, and an input on the signal generator of 1360, and adjust CV5 and CV2 for maximum output. So that is this one and this one on the tuning capacitor. So we'll go for CV5 first, and we're just looking to peak that reading. You see it drops off if I go one way, and comes back if I go the other. So that's CV5, and now CV2. That's quite a way out, that one. We'll have to adjust the range of that. It's about there, I think. Yep. So just bring it back up. So that's that part done. Now we've moved on to the pointer setting on the tuning dial of 1936 and an input of 580, and we need to adjust L8 and L2. So I'm looking at L8 on the schematic, and that's what I'm adjusting now. And we just need to peak that up. And I think we're about there. Same with L2, which is on the ferrite, just needs moving along until it, see the needle moving just ever so slightly. We're now on long wave, and for long wave the pointer at 1224 and input of 245, and we need to adjust CV4 and CV3, which is here and here, these two brass ones. Now doing the long wave, CV4, if I can actually get the screwdriver in, there's a wire in the way there. And we're about there. We repeat that again now on the pointer setting on the radio dial of 1936 and an input of 155, and adjust L3 for maximum output. Which is about where it was. Now we've done the alignments, we just need to give it a rough and ready test just to make sure that everything's right. Flick it onto medium wave.
Same possession reference. Dr. Murthy's spokesperson said.
Yeah, we're good. So that is the Roberts RIC1 recapacitated. And how many did I change? It was 1, 2, 3, 4 capacitors, and I've done the alignment, and the set now works just as good as it should. I will put this back into the case, and I will perhaps do a show and tell once I've cleaned the case up. There's a few issues with the case to resolve, mainly cleaning. I should be able to get that done, pop it back into the case, and I will add that on to the end of this video. And here it is, all back together, and I found it a very nice bottom from my cupboard of spares next door, and well, let's test it.
So what we agreed we're going to? Emily and Rihanna, there's a lot to say.
That's done now, really quite presentable, bit shiny, a lot better than when it came in. Ready to find its forever home. Particularly sensitive sets these, I do particularly like these. They are the ones that will serve you well for many, many a year to come. If you've liked what you've seen, give me a thumbs up. Quality like this, they don't make it anymore, so it's nice that there are people like me that will keep these things going for future generations. Thanks very much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.